Uh, let's see. Are we live? Oh, are we live? There we go. I know we're live now. There's an awkward part before it. So we're on day 8. I'm so excited to have you guys here. Yet again, we are moving through. I'm going to hold off for just a second because I know we've got some people that might want to join us. Janelle, let me grab the information if it'll give it to me. Right there. Okay, so we have got a bunch going on today, right? We've got the new, we're on to our next step. The next step is where we're actually making some money moves. We're on, we're starting phase 2. Why is this not working? There. That's funny. I'm going to message uh, Janelle. And message. All right, here we go. Sorry about that. Phase 2 is ready to go, and I want to take a second to get to where we are. Yeah, you know it. You've done 8 days, or you're on to day 8. You've done 7 of these days. So that is amazing. You've completed phase 1, which is the first 7 days. And if you haven't gotten it all done, you've got time to do it. It's about taking action towards growing your business every single day. You've gotten clear on who you served, you defined your transformation, you learned how to speak their language, you wrote the pitch yesterday, and some of you started to actually really post about it. And that's the people are starting to see you. Whether you think they are or not, they're starting to see you. I see you making moves, and I'm really excited to see it. And this puts you ahead of the people who haven't done it yet, right? So drop in the comments one thing from last week that shifted for you and how you're going to take that and move that forward. That one thing that clicked, that action that you took that felt different this time. So phase 2 starts right now, right here, right now. And what I need you to understand about this phase before we dive in. Phase 1 was about building that foundation, clarity, positioning, messaging, and that's internal work. And internal work is super essential for us to prep for the external work. Phase 2 is about the external. It's about taking everything you just built and start to build real relationships around it with real people. And that's where the business is going to start to really feel alive. And it's the part that a lot of us struggle with, right? We spend a lot of time doing things to get people. We talk about our business, we spend time being about our business, but we're not. Are we really about our business when you think about it? Because we get to the precipice of success and then we just kind of, oops, where did it go? So I want you to think about some things that you've done that you know have pushed you past the boundary that you set for yourself before. Because if we don't start the outreach, we're going to have to pay for ads. If we don't start the outreach, we're going to have to do some things that are going to cost us more money or more time. And for those of us in business, we know time is money. And that's the one resource we don't get back. You can always replenish money, but you can't always replenish your time. Well, you can't replenish your time. So this is when the business is going to start to feel real, right? Because we've gone from this in our head and writing it down to just generally talking about it. Now we need to be about it. So the topic is relationships. I want to ask you something. When was the last time you reached out to someone in your network just to connect, just to say, hey, how are you? Not a pitch, not to sell, not to share a post, just a genuine check in that says, hey, how are you? How are things going for you? If you're a coach, service provider, these are huge. If you're a product provider, you still want to forge those connections so that you stay top of mind when somebody's looking for the customized item that you produce, right? For most, the answer was a while ago, and that's kind of exactly why their warm market has kind of gone cold, has gone stale. Here's what I know about your next client. They're probably not a stranger. They're in your network. They're probably someone you already know or knows you. They're probably somebody you've even talked to in the DMs, someone who's been watching you, and then someone who's also followed you for months without saying anything. And they're just sitting in the back thinking about reaching out and they haven't yet because you haven't given them a reason to. Your job today is to give them a reason. And here is what we're going to do for every person in this group: coaches, service provider, entrepreneur, product providers, all of you. You need to recognize the relationship comes before the revenue. If you don't forge genuine, good, honest connections every single time, you you're not going to get the sales that you want because you're not forging good, solid relationships that are driving your business forward. Every single time you have to do this. You cannot skip this step, even though you want to, even though you want to go to direct sales. We think of some people as natural salespeople, and they've just mastered the art of communication and conversation. And it's going to drive the sale more quickly because the element of trust is there. You can't automate your way around this. You can't automate a genuine connection. Real conversations with real people are the fastest path to yes. The coach who checks in with their past client today might get a referral tomorrow. The service provider who replies to a comment that they ignored last week might open a door to a new project or a repeat project. The product provider who reaches out to someone who bought from them before might get a reorder or a glowing testimonial. So there's a lot of things we can do. The entrepreneur who posts one real conversation starter might actually get a spark in the DM. We call it phishing, not the bad kind of phishing, but like you're sending a hook in to hook in some new clients, some new conversations, some new connections. None of it happens without having a conversation first. Is there one person you can think of in your world right now that is the ideal for your audience? Like, is the ideal for your buy that you haven't reached out to yet? If you want to, you can drop their name in the comment. That's not a big deal. I just want you to think about them. And possibly even in your, because you're watching this on Facebook, open up your messages and put their name at the top, just so that way you don't forget to reach out to them. I would do like 3 or 4 and have natural, good conversations with those people. Reach out to them. Actually, let's do 5. 5's the easy number. Let's do 5. Have 5 genuine conversations today. So your moves for the day, because you know we got our 4 moves, are all about real human connection. I want you to sit down and I want you, whether you're doing it on your computer or you're writing it down with a piece of paper, list 20 people who are already in your world: followers, past clients, warm contacts, people who you've engaged with before with your content, people who have bought from you before, people who have had real conversations with you that have never converted. 20 people, write them down before you do anything else. You can do that right now while we're on this. Move 2, send genuine check-in messages to 5 of them today. And I want to be really clear about what we're doing with genuine. It means you're not pitching. You're not going in with an agenda. You're leading with your heart. There's no, I was just thinking about you and I have an offer. How many times have you gotten that in your inbox, right? We want genuine, real, heart-led connection, heart-led conversations. Just say hello. How are things going for you? I just saw your post and it made me, or I saw a post and it made me think of you. That is it. 5 people, 5 real messages. Go do it. Now, move number 3. This is reply to every DM and comment you have been ignoring. This is a hard one, especially if you have had some time fishing, because those responses come in and they trickle in, and you got to think about where it is and how to get there and how to respond. This is when it's great when you got a team. My team is amazing. So I do want to recognize that makes it a little bit easier. So when you're doing fishing posts, don't put out any more posts. We're going to go over fishing posts in a little bit. Not today, but soon. You're going to make sure that you're having a genuine conversation and genuine talk with them. You're going to respond to them. You're going to take that DM. You're going to ask for permission, whether it's whatever, I'll DM you this. And that's giving them the chance to talk to you about it, right? So, anyways, back it up. We need to make sure that we're responding to them. We're responding to the DMs. If you're looking at your messages and you haven't looked that far back, when you open up your messenger, look at unread and then start answering the people that you unread. Once you get through them, then we can start looking at the messages that we've read but left them unread, right? So every single one of these people has value, has emotion, has energy. The more we connect with them, the better it is for all of us, right? Because every unread message is a relationship that you left on the table. Here's the number 4, post one conversation starter. That's the phishing. You're going to post it in a group, in stories. You can ask a question, a poll, or just something that identifies your ideal audience, identifies your ideal client without making an offer. You just want to know more about what they have to say. This is also going to help us learn to speak in their words, right? Twofold. A post that opens the door for someone. You want it to be open-ended where they have the chance to be creative in their response. Or even just a yes, this is me. They need to be able to feel heard, right? That's where conversations begin, is feeling heard. So what I want you to do is I want you to do that. And I want you to do all 4 of those items, right? We've got number 1, write your list of 20. When you've done your list of 20, you're already ahead of the game. Then I want you to go to the 5 genuine check-ins. Once you've done those 5 genuine check-ins, come in back here or go wherever you need to go to tell me that you've done it. I want you to reply to every DM. If there's a lot of them, block them out like 10 today and make sure you're noting who you're reaching out to. I like to stay in the DM with them for a couple days or a couple minutes, then I'll go do something else and then I'll come back and do some more. It's about a genuine connection. Obviously, you don't want to have a 30 thread thing because we do eventually need to get to the offer. It's not just always about conversation, but people need to know that you like them, love them, and miss them, and know that they have a heart that beats. And then we got move number 4, which is post one conversation starter in your group. So when you've done all that, go ahead and post your conversation starter on your personal page. See what people have to say. Then engage with every single response, not with a pitch at all, with a real reply, and watch how many of these conversations naturally open the door for you. All right, you know where the worksheet is? Here's your one takeaway from today. Your next client is probably already in your world. They already know who you are. They already trust you. They're just waiting for you to show up and tell them you want to talk to them and start having that conversation, right? Today you start. Today is the start of all that. We've talked about it for a little bit, but you can't keep putting it off. 5 check-ins, 20 names, 1 conversation starter. Reply to everything that comes in. You've been ignoring a lot of things, which is part of what we go through as business owners, right? You can't ignore it anymore. You got to reply to it all. Drop when you've reached out to see what happens. Or drop who you reached out with, and I want to see what happens with them. You can DM me that, or I just want you to write notes on it so we can see. I talked to 5 people, and I got these results. I talked to 5 people, and the conversation died. It's okay if the conversation dies. It means they weren't meant to be. So let's get you paid. Start having those conversations. We'll talk to you soon.